Hi everybody, good morning and welcome back on this day 2 on getting started in InDesign. Thank you so much for joining me. I can see so many lovely people in the chat. I can see Christy, Steve, Caroline, Janet. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm just gonna refresh because I could also see Daniel. Thank you so much everyone for joining me. I hope that you are excited for this day number 2. Of course, the amazing team Mobs is here in the chat, helping us, sharing those lovely links regarding InDesign and all the wonderful project that we're going to be doing today. Yesterday we worked with my teammate Maria. If you missed the yesterday stream and you're just starting watching today, please feel free to go underneath here on behance.net/live. You'll be able to watch the replay. Hi Angie, thank you so much for joining me. Hi Kirsty, thank you for being here. So today we're going to be working always in InDesign. We're going to be discovering the new features of InDesign 2021, in particular share for review, but also we're going to learn how to locate color and how to use content subject wrap with images in InDesign. And yesterday we worked on a print document, but today we're going to be working on a digital publication. As usual, let me know in the chat, where are you watching from? I can see Sean in the chat, Ahmed, hi. And if you are watching from YouTube, make sure to tune in on behance.net/live so I can have a look at your messages and your questions. As I say, this is a free and safe space for you to ask questions. So keep those questions coming while I work. I keep my eyes on the chat to see if I can help you with this wonderful InDesign. Fantastic. I'm gonna jump into welcoming Maria right away. So hi Maria.
Hello everyone. Hello Kladi. So excited to be back here with you today.
Thank you so much for being here. So I was just saying, for those of us that are joining today for the first time, why don't we do a little review of what we done yesterday, and then we will start again and open a new document. Today we're going to be working on digital. Let me know in the chat if you ever build a digital document with InDesign, and if you rather work from print or web. Today I was planning to show you how to create buttons, how to publish an interactive PDF and do some really quick cool things with InDesign, like perhaps adding some videos to your pages. But let me know in the chat if that's something that you're interested in doing. Right, so Maria, why don't we start by looking at what we had done yesterday so we can show everyone. Ciao Steve, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm gonna jump into Maria's screen, and we can perhaps have a little look at the share for review by reviewing the work that we done yesterday.
Yes, so yesterday we worked on print, as very correctly Kladi said, and we finished with this card to send to our clients. But before we send that to our clients, we need to review. This is a brand new tool. It was introduced this year. It was in June, and it's again in this new version of Adobe InDesign. So what do we want to do? I want to send this card to Kladi to review. But if Kladi doesn't have the software, now she can do the review from anywhere. What do? I can steer from the review panel on the right. If you don't have it, it's under window, or I can do it straight from here. And because we worked with Kladi on that yesterday, I already have her as a collaborator, as a member, but I can add more people. I can add the client as well.
And Maria, just sorry to interrupt you, but if we go under window, we can find it, and you can please show it on your desk.
Of
we
course.
can find it under comments.
And then review.
Correct.
Yes, that's the other way to get this little panel here.
Which is also very useful, because when I'm going to be reviewing the document, that's where my comments are going to go.
Exactly. So I love to have it open since I'm waiting for Kladi to see what she believes of our item.
Let's have a look. And have you already shared with me?
Yes, I think I have. And of course, this is really interesting because as soon as I shared through InDesign, that goes directly into Kladi's account and email as well.
So can you share how to put the link, put the email and all that?
Absolutely,
for the
yes.
shirt? Thank
So
you.
the way to do it is you go to this icon over here and you press share for review. And of course I have Kladi already on that since yesterday, so we can add more people, we can add again the client, and she should have the notification through that. If I add more people, you can see that it opens a new window where I can invite people by putting their email, and that says that sends a secure link to Kladi, so she will be the one to open it.
Fantastic. And my email just made a notification. Unfortunately, I have my noise turned off for my email right now, but I'll be able to share with you the link. So let me jump back into our shared screen here. Here we are, and all I did was heading to my Creative Cloud app, and from here I can have the notification here, and then I have this link, which is that assets.adobe.com link, which shared the work that Maria is doing right away. Now from this link, as Maria said, I can speed up the edit and review process. Me and Maria use that all the time in the studio. Let us know in the chat if you ever used this wonderful tool before. Maria, we used to do, I think, like 3 meetings to get notes, get edits, and then another email with some notes, and then another call to get all the review done. Well, right now with Share for Review, the edit and reviewing process is so much faster and allow us to work from everywhere. Yesterday we were saying, I remember taking a review when I was in Italy. I was having dinner with some friends, but we had some urgent work to do, and from the car, from my phone, I was able to send Maria some edits to do right away. In the same time, I see my chat here. I can see Dorina and Sean saying hello. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Let me know where you're joining us from. John, thank you so much to see you here. Janet is joining us from Atlanta area in Georgia. Me and Maria are based in Manchester, UK. And for those who don't know me, my name is Kladi, and I run a design studio here in Manchester called PrintMySoul. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and let's have a look at the file that Maria's created.
Yes.
So all I've done is open this super secure link. And by the way, you can also share the link with other people if you make it public. But Maria has chosen the option of invite only, and that makes it super secure to share the link with just the person that you have invited. Then I can use this amazing link, these amazing tools that are here on the side and then have been enhanced for the 2021 release of Adobe InDesign. And we have the pin tool that allow us to select a specific area and locate a pin. And then we have the let's actually make a comment about this pin. So we can example say here, we put a pin on the background and we can say, hi Maria, can we please change the color, change the background to a lighter color. Thank you. And then we can go ahead and submit this comment, which is going to be, of course, pinned to the background over here. And then if we want to strike to the text, we can perhaps use click on the straight through text and then go ahead and select the text that we don't want. So I can just strike through that link and say that Zoom link has changed, please removed. And click on submit. And right away, Maria will have the comment coming through into her screen. Another tool that is also very, very amazing is a Draw a Shape. And with Draw a Shape, you'll be able to click on the little pencil and also select the color that you wanna use when you draw a shape. So for example, if it's a green color, we can just do a tick and just create a little tick here and be like, that's great. And by the way, this illustration was created by our lovely teammate at Studio PrintMySoul, Paulina. And if there is something that we want to change, we can perhaps use the color red. And using the drawing shape, I needed to submit this comment first. So let's go ahead and submit this. And then when it's submitted, we can use Draw a Shape again. And we can create another shape in red. And here, just say, change colors of pumpkin to darker since we're changing the background as well. Thank you. As you guys can see, I'm not really well at spelling, but fantastic. And then submit. Now, as you can see, I created many different edits on one single file, and Maria should be receiving all those edits pretty much in real time as I submitted in her InDesign file. Remember, I don't need to have an InDesign open. Maria doesn't have to leave InDesign. Maria can keep working and creating, and I can be reviewing and editing from anywhere. So Share for Review not only makes the process of editing and reviewing much faster, is also super saver, and we don't have to share heavy PDF. We don't have to do email, notes, calls. Everything can be done just by having a browser and having a designer working on InDesign. So let's say if there are any questions, what is the new feature you like from Mac? So I think John is asking the question to Sean. I think that's a fantastic question, John. Let us know if you have watched Adobe Max. During my session, which you can find on iamcladi.com, I talked about InDesign and the two features that we're going to be talking about today, which is locate color and content aware wrap for images. But let's go ahead and see, Maria. What does your screen say? Did you receive any comments? Any
Yeah, I didn't
reviews?
want to interrupt you, but basically I received everything as soon as she submitted it, so which is amazing. You saw us working yesterday real time, one comment, then I was fixing it, and Kladi was doing the same again. But of course, that doesn't mean that your client is going to be online at the time that you're sending for review. So it's great to just send a list of things you want, and then your client can review it in their own time, and it's absolutely great. You can see here that I have a list on the right with whatever Kladi asked, and you see that of course right now you don't see anything on my actual design, but as soon as I press on Kladi's link, maybe I need to change the color of pumpkins to darker. Yes, she's right. So let's just see what else I have from our libraries. Yes, I have a darker one. Let's try. Let's actually have a brighter one. Okay.
So maybe I need to update you can
No, actually we have the darker.
Okay.
Let's see.
But otherwise
Sorry.
you can always reply. So in this case, let's say that the darker wasn't in the library. Maria could have replied to my message and I can get a comment, or I can actually place the comment, the actual image into the libraries. So that's another way of leveraging sharing assets, working with both Share for Review and our amazing CC libraries. We use that all the time. I strongly recommend it to use if you're working in a team, or also if you're working with your clients. It's always fantastic to keep a library with all the assets. In the past, I used to have big files and I had to give to the clients all different different files in different folders. Now I just share a link to their libraries, and they can share it and keep it if we're working maybe with a web developer or with other team.
Yeah, that's really makes it so fast. And as you see, I changed the pumpkins here, and that means that I took Kladi's comment and I resolve the issue. So what I do, I press on the little dots here, just press resolve, and by that was not in the same. So yes, the comment, as soon as I do that, the comment just goes. It's really fast, and it should go from Kladi's review panel as well.
So if we perhaps change the background, because it's also quite dramatic change, and then you update the link, we can see that.
Yes, of course, and
so
it's very nice.
Sorry
to mention that.
When Maria, while Maria is changing the background, what I wanted to mention is that while my comments that I do on the browser go right away into InDesign, InDesign allows you some time to make the changes. So now Maria is working, and I don't get on the browser every different step that she does, because she needs time to figure it out where the files are, making sure that she places it in the correct way. So as soon as she's gonna be done, all she has to do, she doesn't have to create another review. All she has to do, and she's gonna show us in a second, is update the link. Once she's gonna update the link, she'll be, I will be able to see the change taking places, and hopefully we can go ahead and approve this file right away, so we can move on and start our second project of the day. So we're gonna just start in about a few minutes with our new invite. And in this case, we're gonna make it a digital invite. And by the way, I'm still looking in the chat. Let us know if you have ever used InDesign for digital publication. Sean is saying, John, sorry I stepped away. I love this community. Everybody's like friends. We're all like, I wish we could all take a coffee together sometimes and just talk about all these, our lovely features, our lovely new features. Steve, let us know which one is your favorite feature. I'm very curious now.
So exciting to see everybody on the chat. Thank you for being with us.
Caroline has a question. Can you change the color of a graphic vector after placing it in the document? So there are different ways. If you have created a vector, once I jump into InDesign, I'm going to show you how you can open an Illustrator file from your InDesign file. I can show you how to do that. But otherwise, in this case, I think we have a PNG. So if it's a PNG, it's not a vector anymore. It's a flattened file. In that case, you won't be able to change the color. But once I jump in Illustrator, Caroline, I'm gonna be able to show you that right away.
And you can see now that I did the changes and I'm ready for Kladi to review the file again. Exactly as she told you, you can go back to your panel over here, the review panel, and press on update link. That will update the file for Kladi. As soon as it refreshes, she should be able to see the updated file.
And let's see, here we go. So it actually happened right away. Maria's updated, I refreshed the files, and here it is. All the comments are resolved, so we keep everything nice and neat. And you can go ahead to do it until you want, but in this case, I'm just gonna be like, okay, this is approved.
And you know, I would be curious to know, since we showed that yesterday, did you try it with anyone? Let us know in the chat. It would be really exciting to see that few people saw our live and started using it straight away.
That's a very, very good question, Maria. So I can be like, okay, thank you, Maria. This is approved, final, and submit. So now Maria knows that this file is ready to be sent to the printer. She can export.
That's wonderful.
And then we can move on and do some new stuff for today. So Maria, thank you so much for joining us for now. You're gonna be back later on.
I'm gonna see
with
you in
some
a bit.
more review and hopefully giving us some text so we can also show how to replace text when sharing for review. But I'm gonna jump real quick into my screen. And from here, we're gonna start and open a new InDesign file. But first, I was reading some message from Steve saying, Kladi, InDesign has long been a favorite app of mine. I worked in so much for my gigs, and he loves it. Steve, I remember that you used to do a lot of print design, if I remember well. Steve is always here with us in the chat. Kaylee saying, I use InDesign to publish online publication. Fantastic. So, Kaylee, have you ever used Button when you've done online publication? And I can see that you guys are just chit-chatting and saying hello, but I want to know where everyone is from. I'm always very curious. In the meantime, while I'm going to let you chit-chat, I'm going to show you what we are aiming to produce today. So, of course, this is still a work in progress, but I really wanted to show you what we're going to be building because I think is pretty exciting. I should have the link over here. Otherwise, we can get it right away from InDesign. So another fantastic way of sharing besides share for review is to use the publish online tool. What I want to show you today is how to create a file that is ready to be published online, but most importantly, how to create a file that contains videos and also buttons. And when I talk about buttons, I talk about some text that can be used to display images. So as you can see in this case, there was a document created in InDesign, and I have actually text that is a button and can trigger different images to showcase. But let's start from the very beginning. I saw that there are also people that were new in InDesign. So let's go ahead and start from our home page in InDesign and create a new document together. Remember, if you want to follow along and have some of the same assets that I will be using today, you can head on my website, which is iamkladi.com/resources, in order to get the assets for today's stream. As you can see, it's got a spooky theme. We got some Halloween, some pumpkin. Today we're going to be browsing some images and videos on Adobe Stock about Halloween. So this is the theme. Sean is from Germany. I know, but I don't know where in Germany. Let me know. As I said, I am in Manchester in the UK. Omar is saying, I've used InDesign to create interactive forms and PDF. Fantastic. and Tim is sharing the link for the asset. Wonderful. I think we're ready to go. So let's jump back into InDesign and click on create new in order to open a new document. Now, yesterday we were working in print, so we started by selecting the print intent. Well, today we're gonna start by selecting web or mobile. In this case, if you select mobile, it means that you're mainly producing content that is for tablet or phones, and the majority of the usual resolution is based on an iPad, and in particular the new iPad, which has got the biggest screen. So all I will do usually is just to click on view all presets, and it gives an idea or the different sizes, and I will use the iPad Pro 12.9 inches here. And as you can see, InDesign, just in one click, once you click on the preset, it will change for you the majority of the settings. So we're going to be working on RGB. It's going to change the units into pixels, and it can give you the option of using different pages. We want to untick primary text frame. This is very useful if you're creating, for example, a magazine or a page or text that flows into many pages. In this case, we're just going to do a standalone invitation, so we don't need the primary text frame and neither facing pages, because of course we're going to be publishing online. Now we can go ahead and just name our file, and I'm going to call this file Halloween Invitation. And then again, I will always suggest to click on preview when you're setting up your file, so you can have an idea of what's happening live while you create your document setup. So for example, I can see that here the margins are a little tight, and we want to perhaps make it a little bit larger. So I will go ahead and just type 60. And as you can see, just once I type 60, it changes on all the other bottom left and right margin, because I have my settings linked. So if you ever want to create a margin that is a different size of another margin, all you have to do is to click on the little icon until the link breaks. So now they are unlinked, and you can go ahead and change, and for example, make the top margin a little bit heavier, like 80, and also do the same with the bottom margin. So you have little less space on the side and more space on the top and bottom. And if we zoom out, you can see that actually it's taking place live. We have a little bit more space on the top, a little bit more space on the bottom. Here it is. But the space on the sides remain the same. Fantastic. Actually, I put it on the right, not on the bottom. So let's make sure that we do that correctly. Let's do 80 and 80 pixels here. And here it is. So we have a little bit more space on the top and the bottom, and less on the side. Fantastic. I'm going to click on create. Sean is saying that he was upset with the sky replacement. Oh, we're talking about Photoshop. We cannot stop talking about Photoshop. By the way, just right after me, I'm gonna run the schedule in a little bit. We're gonna have the wonderful Voodoo Wow with the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. As usual, it's a very busy day here at Adobe Live, and we have many fantastic, wonderful streamers that are gonna join Adobe Live right after me for a full day filled of fun in those amazing 2021 apps. Right, so now that you have created your document by clicking on create, I can see RB in the chat. What's up, RB? Nice to see you. I can see Mahandi in the chat, and Alberto. What's up? Nice to see you, Alberto. So many familiar faces. Also, my dad is in the chat. I love it. My dad is learning how to use InDesign and Photoshop. I just cannot believe it. He's over 60, 70 is gonna kill me just for saying that. Let's just keep it like a general number, but let's say over 50, and he's learning how to use those amazing apps. That tells you how amazing it is to learn at any age, really. So hi Guido, hi Dad, thank you so much for joining us. That's so funny. Right, so once you create your document, we can go ahead and start to bring some elements. Something that I will suggest to do is to create some margin and layout. We can do that by clicking on the layout and create guides. Once you do that, make sure that you fit the guides to margin, so you have an idea of a grid based on the actual margin, and especially because we have created a margin that are of a different size, top and bottom, and left and right, we want to make sure that the guides are inside the document. And I'm going to create quite of a grid, and we can click on preview to make sure that this grid is displays right away as we added the rows. So we're gonna have 4 rows and 3 columns. The gutter over here, I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see it, is the space between each row and each column. So if I make this number a little bit larger, you can see that the space between between the columns gets larger. And then let's keep it to 28. We can do the same to the rows. Here it is, just happening live. Once you are happy with what you have done there, all you have to do is click on create. And if we go back, we can see that our guides are there, ready to helping us to distribute the content in a more organized manner here. So love the way you guys are just chatting around about your painting. I can see RB Steve having a wonderful time here. That's super cool. Kirsty saying amazing. Okay, right. So let's keep going. And again, let me know in the chat if you have any questions about anything that I'm doing. If you're just starting, don't be shy. This is a safe space to learn together. I always get inspired by your questions. Every question is important. Don't be afraid. And again, if you're watching from YouTube and writing there, because I can see with the corner of my eye that chat having a lot of movement, but it's too far away. So for me to read your document, make sure to read your comment, make sure to head on behance.net/live so I can check your comment live and I can reply to your questions as much as I can. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and start to bring in some content. Angie's saying, what are those guide settings, Kladi? So those guides are there to help me distribute the content. And we're going to see that in a second. For example, to bring in some text, just to keep organized. And I use a specific perception technique, which comes from a Gestalt, which is a psychology of perception. And one of those principles allow us to better understand information. So proximity is one of those one of these principle of a Gestalt. It tells us that we can perceive and understand and read information better when we put group of the same type together. So these 2 columns will perhaps help me to keep elements of the same type, text, images in the same area. It's like an imaginary grid. Of course, they're not going to be printed. They're just there to help us to create a structure in our layout in InDesign. So Janet is asking, are your library assets set up for both screen and print? Very fantastic question. Yes, they are. So Janet was here with us yesterday as well. So all I did was creating a different document in my Illustrator here. So as you can see, this document for my illustration is RGB. So RGB is for when we work for screen with a resolution of 72 dot per inch DPI. While I have some other assets over here that are in a separate document and they are in CMYK. Those are the ones that we used yesterday, and those were saved as a CMYK PNG because that was going to be used for print. Now make sure whenever you produce your own asset to be sure which one you're going to be used, just because otherwise you're going to perceive a different a very big difference in terms of colors and also in the quality of the image. Fantastic. But let's jump back into InDesign. I love these cross-up questions. Keep them coming. I also miss blur hair. Mahandi, what is it? Kladi, Adobe Live Chat is synonym for off topic. Yes, we have fun. I remember we talk about pasta, and I can give you a little bit of a sneaky preview. We're going to be talking about a very off design topic during our daily creative challenge, which is coming soon in November. We're going to be discovering Illustrator for our iPad, but also Illustrator desktop. We're going to do some fun creative challenge, and the theme is going to be breakfast. So we're going to have breakfast together. And as usual, food is one of the biggest topics here with me, but fantastic. Let's go back and head to our type tool and click and drag into our document. And as you can see, I'm using my guides in order to create a text box that fits in these 2 columns. And perhaps we can actually bring a little bit higher up. So as you can see, I'm using, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see that better. I'm using the grids in order to guide me and create a better content. And what I can actually do is to perhaps bring this to the top. So here I know that I can perhaps put my title, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call this one Zoom meeting. Double click on the text. It looks really small. So let's go ahead into our properties and make sure that we give it a size of 40, perhaps even a little bit bigger. If we want to make a title, I'm gonna double that. And then in terms of character, I'm gonna use my new favorite character, which is called integral CF. Here it is. And for the color, we can go ahead into our appearance panel and select a fill color of RGB magenta, just to start with. I just want to start with some bright color. Yesterday we were already working with a different document that was for print. I got a little distracted because I read Dorina question. Kladi, can you show how do we resize an image that we've imported into a frame so that it fits the entire page? Okay, so how to resize an image. Let's do that right away. So before I'm gonna leave the text right there so we can jump into Dorina question, and then we go back into our text. So let's go ahead and select our rectangle frame in order to create a background. And let's say that I'm just gonna create a frame this size. And then I'm gonna head into my CC libraries. By the way, if you've never seen those panels before, and if you hear me mentioning a panel that you never used in InDesign, all you have to do is to head under Window and choose the panel that I mentioned in order to display it. So again, feel free to ask me a question, even if it's just about a panel. But if you hear me mention different panel, you can find everything under the Window menu here at the top. So in this case, we will have to select the CC libraries. And here I have some images that we have created in the studio. Paulina has created the majority of the illustrations. I have some skies here. And in this case, I'm gonna use a Starry Night Purple. I'm gonna click and drag in order to place it into my image. Now, in order to make this image larger, all I have to do is to use my trackpad and simply zoom in like as if I'm zooming on a phone. Or all we have to do is to select the image and then use Shift and drag in order to transform it proportionally to keep the same proportion of the image. Otherwise, as you can see, will get distorted, but we want to keep the same proportion. And the Option key, which is Alt on Windows, in order to resize it from the center. But I guess that I believe Dorina was asking a question regarding how to refit it into a frame. So in this case, if I have the frame going up here, so the frame is as big as the side of the background and the image is not the same size, all on the same size, so it doesn't cover the entire space, all we have to do is to click on this little eye icon, which reveals another box selection, which is got a different color. As you can see, it's like almost a brown color. Let me zoom in here. And what you have to do is to simply click and drag by holding Shift and Option in order to fill the frame, just like so. So as you can see, we actually fill the entire background with the image. Another little trick, if you want to perhaps, let's say, make an image smaller and just fit the image to a frame, is to use, we can just click on the frame and just click and drag to create a frame on the side. I'm actually make it a little bit smaller so we can use our pumpkins here. And I'm gonna go ahead and select one of my pumpkins and click and drag it inside the image. But as you can see, the pumpkins look like they're a little bit cropped because the frame is smaller, but that's the frame that I'm gonna use because that's the space that is assigned for the image. Well, very simple. All you have to do is to click once into the image and use the shortcut Shift Option Command E. That's Shift Alt Control E on Windows, and this will help you to fit the image inside the frame. So Shift Option Command E to fit the image inside the frame, just like so. But if you change your mind and you perhaps just want to show a side of the image, you can always, as we show before, just click inside the image and again Alt Shift to keep proportion. Now the reason why I suggest to use Shift is because look what happens if I don't use Shift. So then the image gets all distorted and we don't want that. And also if you want to hold the Shift and drag from one corner, you're going to enlarge the image from that side. Otherwise, if you hold the Option key or Alt on Windows, as you can see, look at the difference. That's what happened when I click Alt, it will make the transformation from the center. So that means that not only we're scaling proportionally, but we are also scaling from the center. So we keep the center of the image set. Fantastic. So here we are with our image. We're gonna leave it there for a second because we don't need it right now, but let's keep our file organized. I'm gonna go ahead and click once into the desktop and then add to my window panel and layers. And I'm gonna start to create some layers to stay organized. Let me see where my panel went. It was over here. So with the layer panels, all you have to do is to double click on the layer in order to rename it. And I'm gonna rename this one background and click on OK. And then I'm gonna click on the plus icon in order to create a new layer. And I'm gonna call this text. And another one and call this one graphics. And we're just gonna leave it like that for now. And then if we need, we can add multiple different layers here. Now I'm gonna click on this down pointing arrow because we already worked just on one single layer, which is now renamed background. And all we want there is just the background to stay. So I can see that this is the text because I know the text was starting with Zoom meeting. All I have to do is to click from inside my layers and drag under text. And as you can see now, the text is gone under Zoom meeting. If we zoom out, we can see that now the text is appeared on top onto our background because the layers work exactly like in Photoshop. So a layer stack will display the layer that is on top. Anything that is the layer on top will display above than the layer that are on the bottom. So let's see if there is any questions here. Talking about Apple, we're talking about MacBook. I'm just gonna go back if there is any other question. You guys are just having fun, don't we? Okay, looks like that there is no other question regarding InDesign. It's just a lot of people having fun, which is fantastic. I'm always happy. We know the team is awake. Fantastic. Right, so we can keep going here and create more different items. So far we put the background in the right place, and we can drag our pumpkin into graphics just like so by clicking and dragging and place it under graphics. So now we have the pumpkin in the right layer. And as you can see, something that is very useful in InDesign to understand which layer have you placed your items, you can color code them. So we know that graphic is green and Zoom meeting is in red over here because it's on the text layer, and the background bounding box will be blue because it's on the background. You can also change the color by double clicking and clicking on the down pointing arrow, and you can select any color if you want. So if, for example, want the background layer to be color coded in orange, you can just do that in one click and click on OK. And now you can see my background image bounding box as an orange color because it represents to the one that are on the layers. Jen is saying, listen to Kladi. I feel like in a class of students that I'm like, that's so much fun. Like, I love how live is the chat, and it really feels like I'm hanging out with you guys all the time. Pay attention to the teacher. It's so funny, John. Okay, so let's go back into creating more content. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my text, styling my text. So as you can see, I can also lock the layer by clicking on the little icon next to the eye, which is a lock, and we can now move the other elements around without disrupting the background. So we have the background sitting there, and we can start to work with the text. And we need to start to get working because we want Maria to review what we're doing over here. Fantastic. Now I'm gonna press return, and I don't have any copy yet because neither the client nor Maria have sent me any informations. So what I can do is to go under type and use fill with placeholder text. What this will do is place some text that is just there as an example, and it will give me the opportunity to style the content, so I already know the way it's gonna look like. And then as soon as Maria or the client are gonna email me, or maybe during the review, Maria can give me some text to implement and replace. We are gonna replace with the real text, but in the meantime I can already go ahead and create a paragraph style. So I'm gonna click and make sure that I select the text here in order to start styling it, because we don't want everything to be bold as the title. And let's head to our properties panel. Remember, if you don't find the properties panel, it's always under Windows like all the other amazing panel. Here it is. It's ticked because we have it already displaying. And we have our, let me just bring it down in order to show the character options. In this case, I'm going to use a font called Dean. It's super worth to mention that if you click on find more, you have so many amazing other fonts that are available from our type kit on fonts.adobe.com. But because now we're just going to be super focused on creating, we don't even need to go on a website. We can browse them directly in InDesign. In fact, you can also filter them depending on the characteristic of the font that you want to use. And you can activate them by clicking on the little cloud whenever you decide that that's the right font for you. So in order to filter them, you can click on this filter font by classification. In this case, I'm looking for some text. It's digital, so I'm definitely looking for a sans serif and maybe something that is has got like a medium weight. And you can also select the width of the character and the hex height, which is the height of where the let's say like the middle height is called the X height, because it's the height of an X character. So you can go ahead and narrow it down as much as you want. And as you can see here, we have some font that are displaying. I'm really loving this Dean Light. And if you want to use it, a lot is grenadine. That looks really funny as well. Let's see, it can also gives you a different review. You can also, preview. You can also make the preview example a little bit bigger if you need to do so. And let's go ahead and select this Dean Light. Now, in order to activate it, all I have to do is to click on the little cloud. Adobe InDesign is going to ask me, do you want to activate this font? I'm going to be like, yes, please. Here it is. And we should be able to find it right away. Here we go. We have the font Dean Light was activated. So now all I have to do is go back into my character panel and I can go ahead and search for Dean. I think that, there we go. Dean. It says no matches are found because I need to clear all my different settings here. Oops. And here it is. So we're going to use the Dean Light that is made available for us right away thanks to the amazing integration. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Appearance. And I'm going to make it just white just to start right now. And I'm going to make the text size point a little bit smaller. Something like that should be okay. And we want to go ahead and create a paragraph style. A paragraph style allows you to keep all these settings together and save them in order to apply them over and over again in your text, and is a huge time saver. So did Kladi color match the shirt with the pumpkin? Of course I did. You cannot even zoom in, but I also match my makeup. I'm a big color freak, of course. Let me know in the chat if you ever do something silly like I do. But John, that's an amazing catch. And I can see Carol Pearl in the chat. Thank you so much for being here, Carol. And yes, you got it. You noticed it right away. Fantastic. Felix is saying Dean is one of my faves font. I know, it's so nice and neat. I absolutely agree. Let me know in the chat if you have a favorite font. Sean said you missed when she used the eyedropper on herself. That'll be so amazing if we can just eyedrop. That will make it so much easier. I can have only a white dress and then just eyedrop from InDesign all the color that I want. Fantastic. So Mensa is talking with Jen, and I'm really curious now. You're talking about automation. Very, very cool. Very interesting. I love that you give each other so many advice. This is such a wonderful community. Fantastic. But let's keep going here. So I'm gonna make this text, as I said, a little bit smaller. 65 is probably fine. And I'm gonna use a lading, which is the height, the space in between two lines of the same character, a little bit smaller here. Maybe I think that 75 will do. And once I'm ready and I want to save all this setting together, all I have to do here is to go under text style, make sure the paragraph styles is selected, and click on the new paragraph style little plus icon on the side in order to create a new paragraph style. And I'm going to call this one body copy. And then I'm going to click on return in order to create the new paragraph style. As you can see, I had here the paragraph style panel also already open. If you don't have that and you don't know where to find it, all you have to do is to click on window and then styles and paragraph styles, and this will bring up the paragraph styles. Also, usually paragraph styles come accompanied with the character styles. If for whatever reason it's not showing, all you have to do is again click on character style and the character style will appear. Now, if you never used the character style before, the main difference between a paragraph style and the character style is that number of settings. So I would say that the paragraph style is the main settings that you can create because it allows you, and let me double click on this paragraph style to show you all the amazing thing that you can do. You can set indented spacing, which is the space before and the space after. So for example, we can set a space after of a 3 pixel and a space between paragraphs. So if we have the paragraph style applied to the same text, we can select the space in between text of the same paragraph. So I'm gonna just give it like 2 points here, and also the space before, which is gonna give us a little space. And again, if you click on preview, you will be able to see the change happening live all the time. So it's a very good habit to make sure that all the previews are activated here. And click on the top here. And as you can see, the text is coming a little down because we are giving it more space from the top. So let's see what happens if I just use a 20 pixels here and click away. The text has already came way down, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see that a little bit better. I'm going to make a little bit more of a drastic change. I'm going to use perhaps 40 and click away, and then you can see the text moving. So we're changing all these attributes to the style. You can also select tabs and also change the color of the style. And of course you get all the basic formats, which is the font family, the size. Fantastic. Then when you're done with the body copy setting, you can click on OK. And now if you have any specific word, maybe it's a link, maybe it's a keyword that you really want to enhance, you don't have to create a new paragraph style just for that single word. That's where the character style comes into play to help us to create a new style that can just enhance and lift the paragraph style. It override the paragraph style without changing the main formatting. So let's say that this very last word here, it's perhaps a link that we're going to be integrating, and we want that to look a little bit different just to make it a little bit more eye-catching there. All you have to do is to click on plus to create a new paragraph style, double click on it, and I'm going to call this one link. Then into the basic formats, I'm gonna make sure that this is bold, so it's definitely a little bit bolder. Again, click on preview so you can see that the changes happening live, and we can just give it another color. So I'm just gonna make it yellow for now, and remember, and then click OK. Remember, you can always come back and change those settings anytime you want. Although if you want to create a style that is completely different, so you don't just want to override a few settings, you want to create a full new set of styles, the best way is to create a new paragraph style. And now there is a question. Hi everyone, hope you're all doing good and staying hydrated. Shikar, that's very nice of you. Actually, that's a very good advice. Janet is asking a question. Can one text box have multiple style? For example, text box that contains a headline, subhead, and body copy. Fantastic. Yes, Janet, that's the way of working. Let's go ahead and create another paragraph style so you can see that taking place. And also, Janet, that's the best way of working because will allow you to create the space within the text just by controlling paragraph styles. I don't know about you guys, but in the past, and I'm going to use a shortcut here to show all the hidden character, which is Option Command E. And as you can see, we have all these little hidden characters showcasing, and that's Alt Control E on Windows if you're working on Windows. I use this paragraph in the past. Usually when you start, you just, if you want to create space in between paragraph, what happens, you just do all these paragraph styles, and then you have to go back in the text and remember how many times I press enter. With paragraph style, you don't have to do that anymore because you can control everything within the style. But let's go ahead and create a style for the title and see how that works. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on Zoom meeting and click on new on this little plus icon at the bottom of the paragraph styles panel in order to create a new panel here. Then I'm going to double click on the new paragraph style number 1, and I'm going to call this one title. and click on basic character formats. It already picks up the styling that you already done. So in case integral, very happy with this font choice. Bold, I just want to make the size a little bit bigger. Again, make sure that preview is ticked so you can see the change happening live. Let's see what happens when I create 120. I think we can go even bigger. Let's say 140 should work. And then when we head into the indents and spacing, I really wanted to give some breathing space between the title and the second paragraph style. So in this case, I'm going to work with the space after. Space after adds space between two different paragraph styles. So in this case, I perhaps will give it 30 pixels. And as you can see, we're already creating the space without having to pressing enter or adding multiple paragraph. And you can make it that as big as you want. Let's exaggerate so we can give it even more space, or we can actually follow our little guides that we created when we created the guidelines, so we can experiment and make it as big as the first block. So as you can see, perhaps we can add a little bit more because we really want to bring this text here. So I can again double click on the title, go under indents and spacing, and make that as bigger as we need. I think probably 240 is what we are going to settling with. Here it is, maybe even more. The beauty of the live, we're just going to discover that together. And let's just now tweak it just a little bit. So we settle with 305. So we have 305 pixels from the title till the body copy, and that will be perfect right there. Once you're happy with the settings, again, you can change color and you can double click and come back into the settings as many times as you want in order to edit them and to fix it into your layout. I wanted to show you how the space in between paragraphs works. So now we use the space in between different paragraphs. John says, I don't even have InDesign, but this is too fun to watch. Yay! Yes, we want to make it fun. That's a big goal of mine, to have fun. I always have fun when I'm here with you. So I'm glad, John, that you're having fun as well. Then I'm going to click on return, and you can see that this paragraph is within the same paragraph styles, which was our body copy. So what happens here if we double click on body copy, in order to change the space within the same paragraph styles, I'm going to click into indents and spacing and bump up the space in between paragraph, just like so. So you can see that that space is also changing, and then click on OK. Now we have a little bit of text that is hiding. We can notice that by having this little red icon at the bottom of our little text. All we have to do is to click once into our text box and use the shortcut Alt-Command-C in order to make sure that all the text is now showing and there is no hidden text. And also I'm going to click on return and do that again, so we have all the text styled. Right, so I have so many things to show. I can't believe that it's just like half an hour rest. Where's the time gone? I'm gonna bring in one video just real quick, and then we're gonna tune in with Maria in order to have a little review here into our shirt for review. So I have downloaded some video from Adobe Stock. You can go ahead and use the CC libraries and then click on this down pointing arrow. Make sure to create a library first, then click on the down pointing arrow to make sure that you're searching in Adobe Stock. Steve is saying InDesign is a hidden treasure of apps. I absolutely agree. Steve, I have so many wonderful things to show you on InDesign. I can keep blabbing for ages, as you can see. Right, so once you select Adobe Stock, I'm gonna go ahead here and select the word Halloween, which is gonna be our keyword because that's the theme. And then you can use this little filter to select the kind of assets you want. In this case, I'm looking for videos because we know that we're publishing online, so we can afford some fun interactions. And once you click on videos, you have some videos already here. And once you hover on them, you also see a preview. Once you find a video, oh my gosh, that's so funny. We have dancing skeletons. All you have to do is click on the little plus icon in order to add it into your library right there. And as you can see, is there. At the moment, I've not licensed it, so it's just gonna stay there as a preview. Another wonderful way to add video is to just head into Adobe Stock, and hopefully Maria is gonna show us how to do that since she's gonna be on a browser. Now I've also created some other videos which I found before. I'm gonna head into my desktop I love this video with the little bats. I thought that was so funny. Again, this is from Adobe Stock. And once you download the preview, all you have to do here is to click. Oops, just have too many windows open here. So once you have your destination folder open with your video, all you have to do is to click and drag, and then you can place your video into your file. Maybe if you click onto the file afterwards, as you can see, it's loaded twice because I click it twice, but all you have to do is click once in order to place it. And now I have looks like I have another video loaded. Don't worry, all I have to do is to click on escape and it's gone. We only need it once. Fantastic. So we have created our video. Again, the video is located in a frame, which is pretty much like an image frame, so you can change the size of this frame as well. And now that we are done and we have the image that we want, maybe we can delete one line of text so we can actually use our lovely guides. So we have the text that is sitting within the first 2 rows, and then we can have the video sitting on the rest of the space. Again, the Shift Option Command E will work also with video in order to fit it into frame. Now, before we jump into the review, the last thing that I want to show you is this EPub interactive preview. You find that under Window, Interactive, and EPub interactive preview. And once you press play, it will show you a live preview of your document before you publish it online. So you can make that as big as you want. And then when you click on play, it's now live to show all different things that you happen. So if you click on play again in the video, you can see that the video is working. We uploaded all right, and once we're gonna be sharing this file, the video is actually gonna be playing. So that's a great things to do before we share with the world. Is always great to have a little quick watch at the preview, just to make sure that we're doing everything okay. Also, I'll always remind you to click on this little stop in order to clear the preview, just in order not to get confused, because whenever you make changes, you will also have to play again to reload the new changes. But now it's time to do a little review with Maria. So let's go ahead and click into our share icon and use the share for review in order to let's see if maybe she has some changes to do into this file. Make sure that you create the right title. And again, as I said, I like to work with a little bit of privacy and security, so I like invite only. But if you want to share and have this link public, so you can just share the link with anyone that can see it, all you have to do is to click on this down pointing arrow and select public. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just add Maria. So I'm gonna invite people, select Maria, email address, and say, hi Maria, let's review this EPub, and click on invite. So Maria will receive an invitation so she can join the review. I'm gonna go ahead and connect with her to see what's going on, if she received the invitation. In the meantime, I can see Sam Peterson in the chat. Sam, how's it going? It's been a long time. Nice to see you. And I love that everyone is saying hi to Sam. Carol is saying export this with a video as a PDF interactive. Carol, we're going to talk about how to export it in just a second. You're always going to use the same panel there, which is the little share, but I'm going to use another option, which is going to be publish online. But before doing that, let's make sure that Maria is happy and we're doing everything correctly. So let's go ahead into our share screen and we can see what's going on to her hand. Hi, Maria.
Hello, guys. Hello again, Kladi. I have to say the chat is really entertaining today. You have to keep them coming because it's really nice today. And you are right. You can see here my Creative Cloud app, and I have a notification from you. So we can head straight for review. How much did you like the interactive PDF? You have to tell us.
We love it. We love creating online documents. Doesn't happen very often. We will love for clients to want more online.
So you can see I have everything here. I have everything Kladi created, and I'm ready to go back for review. So what did we want to do? First of all, we want to replace the text with an actual text. So we're gonna go talk about the pumpkins. I'm gonna take this text and we're gonna go back to Kladi's text.
So you received my document right away. It's already open. It's already.
It was really, really fast. It was so fast as every time, actually. This is why we love using this tool, because it's so fast and it's so easy for us.
And can you tell us where you had the
communicate.
notification, please?
Yes, of course you're going to receive the notification on your email as well, but if you have the Creative Cloud app, it will come as a little icon here on your app. And going into the app, you're going to go to the bell icon and you're going to find the notification there. So easy, again, so fast. Don't need twice, do I? So let's replace Kladi's text, and for that I will use the replace text tool, which is like a strike through and a replace text icon at the same time. Let me give her the actual text over here, and you see that it gives a very clear command to replace the text with that. What I didn't do, which is really nice to do and really helpful for your collaborator, is to tag them on the actual comment so they can receive the notification and see it straight away. Apart from that, I would also like to use another video. Not that I don't like that, it's absolutely amazing, but let's try another one.
You find something
as
better?
Well. There's nothing better, isn't it? So yes, I mean, you talked about Adobe Stock before. I really know if you guys use it, because I use it all the time, and the fact that I can have it in my libraries on InDesign makes it so much easier. However, if you can use it, of course, as a standalone tool, you can go to stock.adobe.com and you can just search on the text on what you want to see. You can ask for Halloween, and now knowing that I want a video to collaborate with Kladi, I chose the filter to be a video, but of course it can be anything. It can be images, it can be templates, vectors, anything you want. So let's try the one I have here. So I'm just gonna take the URL and I'm gonna go back to Kladi. Use the pin tool. It's great, isn't it? So
that's amazing. And Maria, I'm gonna get some question from Elizabeth. So first of all, someone was asking about PrintMySoul. If you go ahead on printmysoul.com/team, you can see a little bit more, learn a little bit more about Maria. You have all her links, her Instagram as well. So probably I'm gonna show it here since I have my link open, my page open as well when Maria does the review. printmysoul.com/team. Here it is. You see some familiar faces. I'm sure we have Sis Ramirez, our lovely Frida the cat.
Frida, you have to love Frida.
We gotta love Frida. Frida is our little helper. And we have Maria, Dimitri, and the wonderful Paulina, which joined us about 2 months ago.
Yes.
And she actually created the illustration that we're working with. And we got Maria here looking super serious and cool. And all you have to do is learn more about Maria, and you can learn a little bit more. Sorry, for those of you who have just joined today. Yesterday, I gave a little bit more better introduction. Maria is a senior designer and print and packaging specialist.
With so many things to do today, you have to excuse us.
So many things, so many fun things to do. But yeah, I'm gonna jump back in InDesign because I want to see the review taking place. And there was a question. Let me go back and see. Elizabeth was asking, is there a way to keep track of the revisions? Yes, Elizabeth. So while Maria is doing the revision online, and she can do it from anywhere, I can just stay in InDesign and keep creating, focusing on the work that I need to be done. The only thing that I have to do is to head into my window panel here and select our comments and make sure that I click on review. When I click on review, as you can see, I have a review panel, which I'm going to bring up, and I'm sorry if everything is looking messy, but I want to really make sure that you see this panel on its own because it's wonderful. And in real time, whenever Maria, and sorry Maria, I'm just going to jump into my screen so we can see it a little bit larger here. And we can see here that this review screen now has every comment that Maria is making. I just received it in InDesign. Elizabeth, that's the beauty of it. It's absolutely mind-blowing. You have absolutely keeping track live. So even if we we're not on a call, we don't talk with each other, if we're a different way, in different places, at the same time we can work on the same document, me being on InDesign and her being on her browser, on her tablet, on anywhere. So Johnny said there is like a shared documents on, is that like a shared documents on Dropbox? I don't know, I use papers on Dropbox, so I don't know if it's a shared document. But yes, you can create pretty much a link that you can share with anyone as long as you make it public. Remember, this one, I just used it as invite only, so only the people with an invite can see it. My mom is writing bye-bye in the chat. I don't know. Bye, Mom. I guess she's logging off.
You have to say, though, it's great because compared to having actually shared files, I don't need to have the file. In this case, I don't need to have the file and I don't need to open my software at all. The beauty of just reviewing from everywhere, I suppose. I just work with my browser. So it is, in a way, a shared communication and a shared tool between us, but I don't need to have the actual document, just the invite.
Yeah, that's the beauty. Like you don't get to download anything. You can just work in InDesign and do edit and review the process in online. So it just pretty much speeds up the review and editing process. It's secure and allowed to work in team. And this is great for clients. Like we used to send. Do you remember we used to send mood boards to clients and they have to print it out and just start to circle, and now they just do everything in Share for Review. I create a mood board and just share with the clients. They don't need to have InDesign. They don't need to print. They don't need to download. They just make their comments right away. So even for those that are not designer, this is a fantastic tool to share your work and to get the review done so much faster. And as you can see, I can see here Maria saying, please use this video. So she pasted the link. All I have to do is to click on the link if I want to, and I can get the other assets, or we can perhaps just use something that we have in the libraries. And then she's replaced the text. So once I click, you can see my text is highlighting right away. Now I want to remind you that you need to press the W in order to go from preview mode to normal, to make sure that you see those little changes, because if you are in the preview mode, it won't display. So make sure that you click on the normal view. You can find that also under view and screen mode. You want to be set to normal, because otherwise in preview you will not see all the changes. See, if I click on the menu, nothing happened. But again, once I go under normal, we now see where the changes were taking place. Now Maria is actually telling me to is giving me all the text in here, so all I have to do is to highlight it and press Command C to copy, and I'm probably just going to use the first paragraph over here, and then click and paste in here, and we already create our paragraph styles because we were working so nice and neatly. And here it is. Once it's completed, it keeps the completed comments. No, we can remove it. So I can either update my file. So once I go ahead, all I have to do is click on the share icon again, and then share for review. All I have to do is to update the link, so I don't have to share it again. It's just simply update the link. So I have replaced my little file here. I should have replaced the video because Maria asked me to do so, but we can also do that in a second time. And once Maria goes there in her screen, oops, sorry, I'm not sharing the screen of Maria. So as you can see, once I updated my link, Maria link, oops, my little cups, Maria links is updated also. So I don't know if Maria, if you can zoom in a little bit, because we have the background.
Yeah, and you can see it's all done. The one Kladi fixed is absolutely done. And yes, it's great actually. It's not just we love the tool, and our clients love the tool as well. It's amazing. It's so fast.
But also you can resolve it. So to reply what Elizabeth was asking.
That's correct. I can, as soon as I see that Kladi did what I asked her to, just go to the little dots here on the right, just press resolve, and that will take the comment out of the list, and also Kladi's list as well. We don't need to resolve it twice. It's done.
Yes, so of course you need to just give it a little second until it updates, but here we go, it's gone. So that let me tell you that Maria stuff, Maria comments is being approved, and Maria is happy with the copy. I don't need to add anymore. That was fine. Now she hasn't approved the video because I forgot to change the video, but I can do that just in a second. So all I have to do is select the video and then where the pin was. And then in this case, I already downloaded the video. So all I have to do is to bring in the second video that Maria has advised us to use, just right there. And again, before I send it online, I just want to make sure that everything works fine. So remember, I will go into my EPub interactive preview, make it a little larger, press on play to make sure that the video is working. And again here, the video is working. Oh, that's actually very cool. So Maria's got a bunch of butts flying around. Very, very spooky. And we got some ghosts as well. Here it is. Let me zoom in so everyone can see this lovely video here. Very good choice. So again, all I have to do here is to stop my preview and then go back into share and select on update. Same link, everything done. Maria preview would also update, and she will have the new video, so she will know that I've actually updated the video as well.
Yes.
And here it is.
And if I didn't agree with Kladi, if I wanted to ask a question, if she did something we wanted to discuss, you have the option when you have the comment on the side to press reply, so you can actually have a little thread under the same comment.
Let me do that. So I have updated the video. I can actually reply to Maria's comment.
So it's really useful, keeps everything under one place, and think of all the email time you're saving doing that without actually living in InDesign. Yeah.
Meetings, calls, we just don't do that anymore. We just will share a link and we can keep focusing on creating. So I'm replying here by clicking on the little reply button under our comment, and I'm just saying I've updated the video. If you're happy with it, please resolve.
I know I said paragraph styles yesterday, but this is now coming to be my favorite tool, I think.
Yes, we love InDesign, especially
Still
Maria here.
Style, though.
So you can also make sure that you tag Maria by using this little at the corner, just to make sure that she's got the notification. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on submit, so she can receive my comment underneath. So you can actually create a thread under each single item that is being reviewed. So you have a very well organized structure into the review as well.
And you can see that, I don't know if you saw what I did, but Creative Cloud app, you have the notification that Kladi replied. I go back to where it says replies, I open her comment, and I can see everything. Yes, it is indeed so fast because we're working live, so you can see it for yourself actually.
So John is talking about the color being a little bit different, and maybe it's the browser that doesn't read the color profile correctly. Yeah, I just think that we're still watching a preview, so I think that that's the main difference with the color. Also, John, what it could be is that I've changed the color of the graphics for web, but I haven't changed the background. So it could be this lady faults in not creating RGB background. So that might well be, but very well spotted, John. Yeah. So it might very well be that I need to change the color of the background and use an RGB color in order to make sure that that displays correctly. I'm very 100% sure that I've done the pumpkin. As you can see, we have this very bright RGB pink, and that was the one that I created for print. So you can see the difference here with the pumpkin, but I haven't done it for the background. But you just got me there, Jan.
The chat is on fire today, I have to say that.
So Elizabeth is saying, if there is an issue and you need to reflect on past changes, can you see the resolved comments or they go away like a project history? So I'm not aware of that. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know if there is a history of the resolved comment. I know that you can have a look at the annotations, and in this case you can filter. Oh, let's have a look. Reviewers, Maria, yesterday.
Yes, I can definitely show you. Yeah, I think
you
it's
can
about
do
the
it.
same.
Oh, you found it. You found it there
under the filter.
Yes, so there is a filter here that allows you to check all the resolved messages, resolved comments, Elizabeth. So thank you so much. I didn't know that. That's why I love your question. I love your comments. So you can actually check the resolved comments. You can go back and have a look at them right there. So for example, let's see, I didn't copy all the text. I can go back and make sure that I copy all the rest of the text that Maria wanted me to replace the lorem ipsum with. So fantastic. Yes, very fantastic question. We have this amazing new filter comments, so you can actually have a timeline as well of the days. So yes, we do a project history as well, which is absolutely amazing. Right, thank you so much, Maria, for the review.
Thank you for having me over. It's such a joy to be here. See you guys soon, I hope.
Well, we'll see you later on.
Yes, see you later.
Thank you so much. And don't forget to check out Maria. Again, all the links are on my webpage on printmysoul.com/team. You can find here we go. Let's go back, and you can find all Maria links. If you want to say hi to Maria or learn more about what she does and all their other beautiful social media, just click on learn more, and you will find her Instagram, LinkedIn, and her PrintMySoul humor here.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
So I'm back into my screen here, and I wanted to show you some more tricks in InDesign. So we got about 10 minutes, so I really want to work fast. I wanted to show you so many things. Hopefully I'm going to be back to show you all the fun here. I'm going to close the review panels because we have done with our review. And all I have to do here is to add another image because I want to show you two fantastic new features of InDesign 2021. One of them being locate color. So in this case, we just have a one-page document, so I'm gonna do that nice and fast. Usually that's much more useful when you create a book, a magazine, a publication. They use a color over and over again, and perhaps you want to change the color into the entire document. Well, that's gonna be so much easier right now because all you have to do is to head here under your swatches panel and click on the fly out menu. And as you can see, you have these little blue dots because that's a new feature. It's telling you that if you click on find this color, you can open a new panel, which is locate color. And we have here InDesign giving us a little bit of introductory video of how locate color works. And I'm going to click OK. So all you can do here is basically do a research inside your document where you search by color. So all I have to do is to go under find color, click on the down pointing arrow and select whatever color. In this case, I can select the magenta color, and we can select on find. And as you can see, the text gets highlighted. Then you can also change the color, so we can change it perhaps to yellow, and we can click on change all and click again, and Adobe is going to tell us that one instance only was found and it was changed successfully. So I'm going to click on OK and then click on done. And as you can see, everything is yellow. But now we have two different yellows happening. What about if I want to change all of that into magenta? Well, again, all I have to do is to perhaps right click on the yellow and select find this color. That's another quick way to access this brand new find change color and use the locate color new feature. And in this case, the yellow is already been selected. You can always browse other color by clicking on the down pointing arrow, but in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and change the yellow back into magenta and click on done. And oops, sorry, I needed to click on change all before. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. So find this color and change the color to magenta and click on change all. And in this case, we have two yellow instances which have been changed into magenta. Once you're happy with it, press OK and then click on done. And that was another amazing feature introduced with InDesign 2021. But let's go ahead and find this third amazing feature, which is using Adobe Sensei, and a feature that we also have in Photoshop with the content selection tool. We have this new content subject tool working with the text wrap. So I'm going to use this image of the pumpkin, and I'm purposely using a JPEG which has a white background just because I really want to show you how powerful this tool is. Now I'm going to go ahead and change the color of my text into perhaps yellow. And again, I'm just going to do that just to show you the feature a little bit better. And I'm going to zoom in. Then I'm going to go ahead and place the image wherever we want to here on the side. And then with the image selected, I'm going to go ahead and click under window and text wrap. And then I'm going to select this third option, which is the wrap around object, which is going to place the text around the object. And I'm going to give it a little bit of offset. In this case, around 8 pixels, just a little bit of space. And as you can see, it's using the text frame. And that's what used to happen all the time. Now, all we want to do is to make sure that the text wraps around our pumpkins. So all I have to do here is with our wrap around object shape selected, click on type, content contour option type, and select subject. And look what happens here. So now the text is actually selecting our little pumpkin, and of course the pumpkin is on top of the text, so we cannot see that taking place, but we can see that the pumpkin is outlined. And all I have to do here is just bring my text on the top, and we can just go ahead into our layers and bring the text on top of the graphic, and as you can see, is just above the text. Again, I could have done a little bit better job with the colors. Maybe all I have to do is click on my paragraph styles here and double click on the body copy. in order to change the color of the body copy. I'm gonna go back and select a character color, and I'm gonna select black and click on OK. And again, this is simply in order to show you the way that works, just because again it wasn't very visible there. So let me make sure that the color black was selected. Let's select black and click on OK. And it looks like we have an override. No, here it is. We just needed to click it once. So as you can see now, instead of the wrapping up and around the frame, the wrapping happens around the subject, which is absolutely mind-blowing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide also my background layer, so that's even more visible here. And again, if I stretch my little graphic here on the top, here it is. If I stretch my little graphic on the top, you can see that the text, it basically changes lives. So whenever I move our pumpkin, the text is gonna wrap around the subject. So it's gonna wrap around the image, and that's fantastic. So even if an image comes with a background, you will be able to use the wonderful Adobe Sensei with this intelligent feature. InDesign is gonna have a look. Adobe Sensei is gonna have a look in the image, understand where the main subject is located, and is gonna ignore the background and wrap your text around the subject that is inside your photo. I think that that's absolutely mind-blowing. Christy say, will the color change in the paragraph styles? No, Christy, you can make changes. They will override the paragraph style, but in order to change the paragraph style options, you need to double click on the paragraph styles. So let me know what you think about these features. I think that are amazing. Let me know which one you prefer, the share for review, the locate color, all these content aware wrap with select subject. I think that they're all absolutely amazing. I know we didn't have time to do the bottom today. Hopefully we're gonna have more time to do it on another InDesign stream. But before we say goodbye, I wanna jump into the schedule because the fun keeps going here at Adobe Live. Right after me, we're gonna have Voodoo Val with the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. Send lots of love to Val. I'm a big fan, I love her work. And afterwards, we have a vector art with Brigitte Palma, followed by the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge with the wonderful Andrew Ocradle with challenge number 1 today. So stay tuned, there's a lot of fun coming up. Then Jessica Moon and Tallinn Wadsworth, sorry, I need to go back and read. We're gonna follow with mobile app design, and after that, third challenge of the day, Andrea Happy with the XD Daily Creative Challenge, and to close the day at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time, Doodle Therapy with Alice Lee and Anusha Sayed. What a wonderful day here at Adobe Live. You sure cannot be bored staying in company of these amazing creatives. Now, before we say our goodbye, I want to remind everyone of a couple things. I'm going to jump right into my website real quick. We got about 1 minute to go, and what I wanted to show you here is that if you head into my homepage, or let's see if that works, is iamcladi.com/reworkit, you're gonna be able to have your work featured during Adobe Live. So I'm also giving away a branding bundle, but what I wanted to show you is that me and Jesus are gonna be back from next week with Rework It, where we review your work during Adobe Live. So make sure that you click on submit your design and submit your work in order to have it featured during Adobe Live. We usually do 2 or 3 works per stream, but you can share InDesign files, Illustrator files, Photoshop files, and me and Jesus will be here on Adobe Live to review your work in order to learn together. Thank you so much. It was wonderful to be with you here. I can see Janet says all features are fantastic, and she's wishing everyone a good day. I wish everyone a good day as well. It was amazing as usual to be with you. I hope you enjoyed this spooky Halloween theme with InDesign and those amazing new features of InDesign 2021. Thank you so much, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Thank you.